What's up, Dunk Squad? It's Wayne Duncan, No Vision Duncan, and we're here with year four of the Madden 24 Carolina Panthers realistic rebuild. If you tune in to part three, I would even say that it was a bit of a surprise. I mean, when you look at parts two and part three, you could have easily switched both of those with, in year two, we made the playoffs when we really had no business being there. And then year three, with the expectations being a little bit higher from making the playoffs, we thought we would run it back, and we did not. We got caught in the backfield and missed out on the playoffs, finishing last in the division. Also, free agency, we had a couple of key free agents stolen from us, robbed, but we continued to build through the draft, and that's what we've been doing throughout this Carolina Panthers realistic rebuild. With all that being said, though, let's waste no more time and let's meet the roster, the team, the squad here in year four before the preseason and training camp starts. At quarterback, we still have Bryce Young. We picked up his fifth-year option, and I don't know if it's because of his height. I don't know if he can't see over the offensive line, but it's not working out here in Carolina with Bryce Young, making it, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young pick look first. He's been improving every year when it comes to passing yards, but touchdowns. He can't even hit 25 touchdowns, can't hit 30. He did cut down on the picks, but still double digit picks. We need that to, slim down just a little bit more. But he is continuing to improve every year. We just need to see a bigger step when it comes to Bryce Young. We just brought in Joshua Dobbs. We brought in this undrafted quarterback, 6'5", 230. And then we also brought in Stetson Bennett. So we're going 4 quarterbacks for the preseason because we need to light a fire under Bryce Young's ass if he wants to continue to be the quarterback of the future here in Carolina. At running back, we're going to go with Oscar Gaines. He proved that he can be a 3-down running back for us, and he is a great triple threat. He's elusive, power back. He can do it all, and most importantly, he can hold on to the ball. Chuba Hubbard, who could be on the chopping block, did have 1,000 yards a couple of seasons ago for us. The future looked bright for him. But when you look at the fumbles the past 2 seasons, 3 fumbles, 2 fumbles. Dude can't hold on to the ball. And because he can't hold on to the ball, we are going to put him on the trading block. We traded Miles Sanders a season ago. And we also brought in A.J. Dillon to add some more depth to the running back room, just in case if we do decide to get rid of Chuba Hubbard, who will not be running back one, that will go to Oscar Gaines. At fullback, we still have Hugh Poole. And then at receiver, Jonathan Mingo, who we are still pushing to be our wide receiver one. And kind of like Bryce Young, he has improved every single season. And I think this could be the breakout season where he finally gets 1,000 yards. No more Adam Thielen. We got Kurt Carroll, who had a better second year than he did his rookie season. So we think he could also have a breakout year, especially in the slot. And Curtis Samuel, he is here because we needed and wanted a Samuel on the roster. Kiss my ass. But back to the Panthers. But Devontae Easley, and this was a no-brainer pick for us because if you peep the height, 6'9", I think he is going to be a nice player, a nice addition to this wide receiver room. Hell, I think he could be a bona fide star at wide receiver one for us. We're still going to push for Jonathan Mingo. Maybe Devontae Easley could be our wide receiver 2. But when you look at the 3, we have, Kurt Carroll. He's like 5'10". He's a little short wide receiver. Now we get the complete opposite. We add Devontae Easley at 6'9", 227, almost 230 pounds. We got Curtis Samuel back. Welcome back to Carolina, where he started his career. He has a lot of speed on him. And then Jonathan Mingo is very well balanced. So I think we do have all different types of wide receivers in this wide receiver group. At tight end, you got Jabari Price, who is the young superstar tight end, probably one of my favorite tight end picks of realistic rebuild history for me. This dude has just been, he's been great. When you look at the stats, come in, made the Pro Bowl off rip, double-digit touchdowns off rip. Had not a down season, still a good season, but we spreaded the ball more around to other wide receivers. We just brought in Irv Smith Jr. to add some more depth, and John Fitzpatrick as a blocking tight end. At left tackle, got Aquanu, who still has that superstar dev trait. Brought back Andrews Pete to be like that swing tackle. Guard, Cesar Ruiz had a down year last year. We saw some upgraded guards who were a little bit older but had better dev traits in free agency, but we continue to just save our money. We did try to spend it, but we decided to go back with Cesar Ruiz. But we have Chandler Zavala backing him up, Wendell Burnett, who also had a down year, but he's still young. Brought in John Feliciano to mentor him a little bit. Austin Corbett has just been the best offensive lineman in the league. He's been snubbed every damn year in the Pro Bowl. Look at this. 1 sack on the past 2 seasons. We drafted this rookie Nick Hudick out of Penn State. And then we have Taylor Moton, the veteran right tackle. And we drafted this guy, Kevin Nance, out of North Carolina State. At defense end, got Deshaun Bates, who was our first-round pick last season. But he did lose his star dev trait. I mean, he's playing behind our nose tackle and Derek Brown, but he should be able to get it back. We brought back Larry Ogunjobi, who went to Charlotte, keeping everybody in the state. Got Derek Brown, who's been like our leading sack leader. We brought in Taquan Graham, hopefully he can give us some insight on the Falcons playbook. And then we have our nose tackle, Keyshawn Duckworth, who has been, I think, probably the most underrated player when it comes to our defense. I mean, 8 TFLs, not a lot of sacks, not a lot of tackles. But look at that first year. Look at that rookie year. And then we brought back Justin Jones, NC State. Left outside linebacker DJ Johnson, though, who had a great season, second season starting. He actually went up dev trait. Look at that, 8 TFL, 7.5 sacks, and then, of course, the game had to strip him of his dev trait back to that normal, boring, brown dev trait. But I like the way DJ Johnson is playing, and if he continues that trend, we will not look to upgrade. We will go with DJ Johnson as our left edge in the final season. But we did draft this window straight dude who should be straight for us as a backup. At middle linebacker, Shaq Thompson, who is aging like fine wine, kind of like what Adam Thielen was doing on the offense. And he's been, 90 tackles last season because we went more with Jeremy Chin as a sub linebacker 1, but still putting up numbers, still putting up stats. But I did decide to think about life after Shaq Thompson, and that's why we took Tim Barnett, rookie middle linebacker. Low-key, I think this guy could possibly have like a superstar dev or maybe an X factor, and dude kind of look like Luke Kuechly, right? I hope he can be that for us. And then we have Tyrese Lawson, the young linebacker who got in last season and was helping out Shaq Thompson and Jeremy Chin. So a lot of depth on this in this linebacker core. Got Brian Burns, who returned as Brian Burns last season, back up the superstar dev, back up the 9.5 sacks. I'm glad to see that. And then at corner, J.C. Horn. I don't mean to toot his horn, but he has been a shutdown corner for us. X factor with the universal coverage ability. I love everything that J.C. Horn is doing. Dante Jackson. I love what this whole secondary has brought to the table. We got Carney, who's, he's been just nothing but positive, adding to Dante Jackson and J.C. Horn. And then what we've tried to do this season, if we can't hit on big free agents, if we can't bring nobody to Charlotte, the direction we're going with this young group of players, we're just going to add depth to the team. You see it with the linebackers, you see it with the quarterback, you see it with the running back, you see it with the offensive line, you see it with the defensive line, and now you see it in the secondary, in the cornerbacks. Cordell Love, we drafted him as like our 4th, 5th corner, and he has a good base rating, 74. He's only 21. Then we bring in Emmanuel Mosley because I had to get some player from the 49ers, right? Enough about Deebo Samuel, man. But we are 5 cornerbacks deep, so I like the depth that we have. And then, at free safety, Xavier Woods, who has been like my biggest. Xavier Woods he's not trash. He's not garbage. Don't get me wrong. I just thought in this rebuild we probably would have traded him or got rid of him or, found an upgrade. I didn't think he would be playing this well. Bruh had 4 picks and a sack, 2 TFLs, 50 tackles last season. I think he even made the Pro Bowl. We did draft this Nick Posey guy, just adding more depth to the secondary. And then we have Jeremy Chin, who it looked like all was lost when we moved the middle linebacker. We moved him back to safety, but playing linebacker still, and now he's back up to star dev. Was normal dev a year ago, back to an 80 overall, and I'm glad for Jeremy Chin. But our first round pick this year was Matthew Williams, who could be, I think, maybe a generational talent. He's going to start at safety. And we know we had Jamie Robinson last season. I finally gave him a shot to be the starter, and it just didn't come together. Only 27 times. He did have a pick. He's still going to be a good piece to the defense, a good piece to the team. But look at that. Look at his depth. Look at safety. We got 4 safeties, bro. 4 or 5 corners. I love it. And then when you look at all of our rookies, look at this. Williams, day 1 starter. Cordell Love, day 1 starter. Tim Barnett, day 1 starter. The receiver, Devonta Easley, day 1 starter. So a lot of day 1 starting potential rookies on this team. And then going to special teams, kicker Eddie Pinheiro, and we drafted this punter, Tommy Gibson, out of Michigan State. No more Johnny Hecker, so we get younger at punter. But I think also because I haven't been doing like managed staff. I usually do this off screen. I'll go in like after a good season. I will spend some points on the head coach, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. That second season when we made the playoffs, double-digit wins, won the division, I forgot to go in and reward, the coaching staff for putting that successful season together. So I did do that off screen in this season, and that'll also help the players on the team, get a little bit of morale boost, get a little overall bumps. And another way you can do that is training camp. I try to do this training camp stuff, during the rebuilds. But we do have a young team. We've been drafting every year, drafting good players, and we've been building through the draft. Maybe we could do target passing for Bryce Young, and I think I am going to do target passing for Bryce Young, try to help him out a little bit.
Okay, ready?
I think the first time we did this in year 1, we didn't even get gold. And I think another problem with Bryce Young is I think he started this Madden 24 cycle as a superstar dev, but ended up being only star, or I think he gets bumped down to star because of his real life stats. But we haven't been able to get him back up to superstar, and that's probably what we need to do. As we try to get gold here in this target passing drill. Jonathan Mingo not even catching that. We're not even at silver yet. We might not get gold again. Really close though. See if we can hit 2 targets at the same time. Nope. So the last throw. Should be able to do it right here. Boom. And the catch. That gets us the gold for Bryce Young. I think Oscar Gaines, I'm going to keep saying this, had the most to gain last season. Chuba Hubbard fumbling the ball. So Oscar Gaines becoming our starting running back. And we get tackled by Shaq Thompson on the first carry.
Ready? Here we go.
And he's not all that fast, but he has power, a little bit of speed, a little bit of elusiveness, a little bit of everything.
Let's go now.
And is that our fullback wearing number 17? That was a nice hit by Burnett, rookie middle linebacker. And we're going to have to find a way to get him on the field, too.
Let's go.
And we get tackled.
Ready, set. Down. Hut, hut. Steady, ready.
And with one more touchdown, if we can get it on this run, we need a nice block. All right, we just outrun Shaq Thompson. That should get us the gold, and we're 2 for 2 so far. That's Oscar Gaines, who went up depth trait. He's actually at star. And wide receiver, we're going to do red zone. Actually, we already know we can dominate with that, because Devontae Easley is 6'9", so we're going to do the regular wide receiver battle with the routes. And just look at the height difference. I don't even know who that is. Is that Dante Jackson? Or J.C. Horn? I think that's Dante Jackson. But just look at the height difference. Like, Bryce Young should be able to just throw it up. We didn't get the wide receiver we wanted, but in free agent, but we got the wide receiver we wanted in the draft. And, yeah, Bryce Young, even though if he can't see over the offensive line, should be able to just throw it up, and it'll be easy catch for the easy target, Dominic Easley. I'm thinking about putting him at wide receiver too. Put him on the outside, have Carroll in the slot, Jonathan Mingo on the other side, the tight end on the inside. And what are we doing here? So we get that done. And then maybe we do Burnett, the linebacker. But I don't think he's going to play all that much this year, so probably not. And maybe we do the... And Lord, look at that. Superstar dev trait. Wow. Maybe we make him our wide receiver 1. I was going to make him wide receiver 2, but superstar dev trait as a rookie, and he's 6'9". I'm sorry, Jonathan Mingo. You might have to go back to be a wide receiver 2. So that works out. I mean, we missed out on Deebo Samuel. We get a superstar dev that we earned. Rookie wide receiver. Wow. And then our first round pick, safety. What's his name? Matthew Williams. Yeah, we're going to do that. Wow, superstar dev. He's starting. We got our wide receiver 1, finally. Maybe Jonathan Mingo is just a good wide receiver 2. Williams with 2 interceptions. Kimberly, we just got bumped up to superstar dev. Doesn't happen all the time. I've had it happen before. Only time I can remember is KJ Osborne in our realistic franchise for the Vikings. And we just got burnt there by Carroll. Wow, and Bryce Young throws it late. We're not going to get gold, but silver. Dude, he's already high overall, 79, 80. And I think he's going to have a really good season. But that'll do it for the training camp. We don't want to do all these drills and waste too much time. But congrats, shout out, salute. Easily. 6'9" rookie wide receiver getting bumped up to superstar dev trait as we take on the Indianapolis Colts in our first preseason game. Simulate that. See if we can get a win. And see how these players do. 13 to 10, so we do lose. Joshua Dobbs threw an interception, got sacked 4 times. Chuba Hubbard really didn't do much. Neither one of the running backs did. Burton, he's like our 5th wide receiver, I believe. He gets a touchdown. Irv Smith Jr. with 3 catches. And easily had 1 catch for 9 yards. Brian Burns with the sack. Jalen Carney with an interception. He's been quietly good. Now we have the New York Jets. And we win that game. 28-21. And Bryce Young and Joshua Dobbs both did their thing. A.J. Dillon got in a little bit. And Chuba Hubbard may be out of there. Curtis Samuel had some catches. Carroll. I think this will be the year for Carroll. Look at Burton, wide receiver 5. Love our 4 or 5 wide receivers. Brian Burns still getting there. DJ Johnson, J.C. Horn. Loving it. And then final preseason game, we're going to play, I think, Stetson Bennett. Give him a shot. And I wonder who's going to be the wide receiver mentorship because we don't have Adam Thielen anymore. Let's put Stetson Bennett in and maybe the rookie Jenkins. We'll sit Bryce Young for this final game, see how these two quarterbacks do. And then might as well not even play Chuba Hubbard this final preseason game because we're probably going to trade him. And then our wide receiver 1, Easley's not even playing yet, so he's going to play right there. And then, yeah, we like that. Wide receiver mentorship. Who is this? So this is Curtis Samuel making his return to Carolina, and he wants to help out Kirk Carroll. And I want to say getting open. And what does Curtis Samuel do best? And that's the deep route. So long routes. That'll make Carroll be a little bit more polished, not one-dimensional, just in the slot. Because we need him as our wide receiver 2/wide receiver 3/slot wide receiver. So we'll simulate this final preseason game against. We play the Chargers every year, and we lose 35-13, blowout fashion. And Stetson Bennett was good. I think we might go with 3 quarterbacks. We'll probably put Nasir Jenkins on the practice squad. Man, their running back had 3 touchdowns on us. But Stetson Bennett's going to make the team. He had a rushing touchdown, too. Easily. Another touchdown for him. He's our wide receiver 1. Justin Jones, Bates, both with sacks. Jeremy Chin with the pick. He will be the starting safety or starting middle linebacker, safety. We're going to flex him, move him all over the place. And we'll look at the final stats here in the preseason. As Joshua Dobbs, probably quarterback 2, Stetson Bennett, quarterback 3. Jenkins will be on the practice squad. Gaines is going to be the starter. We're going to go with A.J. Dillon as the backup. We're going to look to trade Chuba Hubbard, maybe release. Burton will be our wide receiver 5. Carroll will be our wide receiver 3, only because we're pushing young superstar here up the board, up the depth chart. You know who our offensive linemen are. Now, Barnett had a lot of tackles. We want to get him on the field as much as we could because we're going to be playing guys like Jeremy Chin. We're still going to be playing the veteran Shaq Thompson. So his minutes will be limited. And I am kind of nervous and scared that at the end of the season we're going to find out he's a superstar. He's an X factor. And we didn't play him. And then he loses his depth trait in the offseason. Something crazy like that happens. And it will happen. It's happened to me plenty of times. Eddie Pinheiro does miss extra punter, but 2 punts inside the 20 for the rookie. And then the rookie punter and the rookie corner had a return for 28 yards. So he might make the team. But let's get this down to 53. We are going to put Nasir Jenkins on the practice squad. Stetson Bennett will make the team. We're going to go with 3 quarterbacks on the roster. Chuba Hubbard will be getting traded. Thank you for the 1,000 yards. On the season, that 1 year, but can't hold on to the ball. And we can't have that, with our turnovers. Chargers have a running back here, 74, rookie hidden dev. Look like he's going to start. Who needs a running back? Possible running back 1, but probably a running back 2. At this point, Green Bay. They have Aaron Jones, Kenneth Gainwell. Raiders. They don't have anybody behind Josh Jacobs. Ravens have a rookie running back, but they don't have any cap room. Saints are in our division. Texans. So I think, the Vikings too, but they're in the NFC. So I'd rather give them away to the AFC. It was the Raiders. They need somebody behind Josh Jacobs. And I would take we get a 4th round pick for Chuba Hubbard. We did really well in this draft in the 4th round. 4 may be our number. So there, A.J. Dillon will be the backup running back. And then wide receivers, we like Burton. Don't know who this Flowers guy is, but he could be like a nice return man. And then offensive line should be good. We can get rid of this Ricky Lee. Man, he's really undersized. 289 at tackle. Probably move him to center. A lot of linebackers here. So Floyd Ellerby, PS. Armstrong, even though you're at 58. PS. I like Ross. He's one of our athletes. Sorellis, he can get released. Callum Picard, practice squad. And then Leota will probably make the team. And then Jaden Williams probably a return guy. So Kendrick Bennett, even though he has a skill point, he will go on the practice squad. And then Javonte Griffith. Now, we have a lot of safeties, too. So we probably don't need all these corners because we're so deep at safety. Thought they said Percy Harvin for a second. Percy Hanna. Remember, we whiffed on him in the draft. And then this Brett Boyd dude, he can get released. That Jimmy Clausen, number 2 number. And why do we have 2 kickers? Don't need Tanner Brown. And that should do it. I feel like I cut about 10 players. We may have a couple more that we have to go. Yeah, it was exactly 2. So I think wide receiver, we had a bit much with Theo Flowers, but he has some speed on him. He could be a return guy for us. And then corner or safety? Do we want Joey Blunt or do we want Jaden Williams? So Chin's basically going to be a linebacker with Williams and Robinson at safety. Then we have 3 safeties over here. Really don't need all these corners. But Leota might get cut. Tell you what, Vince Ross, practice squad, and then it's receiver, corner, or safety. I like the pick of Nick Posey. This one is, I'm making it harder than what it should be, but I mean, Irv Smith can play. Tell you what, we drafted Nick Posey. I don't think I drafted this wide receiver, but he does have some speed on him. We'll just do the receiver. I mean, I want to keep him. Special teams, man, he can catch too, run routes. This is annoying. We're so deep at corner. Jaden Williams would be the odd man kind of out, but he's been on the roster. He's been on the roster the last 2 seasons, right? He played last season, right? He played. Not really, but he played. He really didn't play all that last year. So, yeah, we'll move him to the practice squad. And you'll still be a part of the team, man. Still be a part of the team. We'll call you up if we have an injury. But, I mean, we're deep in the backfield. So, we'll upgrade the team. Yeah, Matt Williams, Bryce Young, Oscar Gaines, Easley, who is now up to a superstar dev. That means he must have been a star. And we know what it is now. So, man, just throw the ball up to him. Just throw the ball up to him. Oscar Gaines, we got Bryce Young. We will give him his improviser, making him an 80 overall. Just slowly developing. And then Matthew Williams. We'll do run support. Making him an 81. And then everybody else we'll just auto upgrade and set up the depth chart the way we want it and get on to the regular season where we kick off against the New Orleans Saints in the division, who went 2-0-1. Who did they tie with? Bucks went undefeated in the preseason. But we'll adjust the lineup, and we have a new wide receiver one. It is going to be the rookie Easley. Probably should still be Jonathan Mingo, but I mean, if we had got Deebo Samuel, Jonathan Mingo would have been wide receiver 2, regardless. So, and he's in a contract year too, but hopefully he can still get 1,000 yards. We can get 2,000 yard receivers. So we're going to go Bryce Young, Joshua Dobbs, Stetson Bennett, Gaines, Dillon, kind of weak at third running back. Fullback would be Poole. I don't want to say Pule. Irv Smith, no, will be Fitzpatrick, and then A.J. Dillon. Wide receiver will be Devontae Easley, Jonathan Mingo, Carroll, Curtis Samuel, Burton, and then Flowers. And a little bit of Irv Smith Jr. playing tight end 2. Left tackle will be Aquanu and Andres Pete, Zavala, Ruiz, Burnett, Feliciano, Pete, Corbett, Hudick, Pete. He's just all over the place. And we're going to put Pete over there. He's our swing tackle, 6 offensive linemen, Ogunjobi and Bates, Derek Brown, Taquan Graham, Duckworth, Justin Jones, DJ Johnson, rookie straight. Why do they have Derek Brown right there? Put it in there. Yeah. Shaq Thompson, Barnett, Lawton, Brian Burns, Leota. We'll do Lawton, and then corner will be J.C. Horn. I kind of want to do Carney over Dante Jackson. And then Dante Jackson right there. And then Cordell Love, Emmanuel Mosley, free safety Xavier Woods, Blunt Posey, and then Jeremy Chin. No, this will be Matthew Williams. Or no, we'll go Jeremy Chin, Matthew Williams, Jamie Robinson. And then kick return will be Cordell Love and Burton, Flowers, Curtis Samuel, Devontae Easley. No. We'd probably do Dante Jackson. And punt return, we can do Curtis Samuel, Carroll. Kickoff start will be Eddie Pinero. Long snapper will be Corbett. Third down running back, all 3. Gaines. He will also be the power back over Dillon. We'll do the fullback because I don't want, fullback right there. Slot receiver, we're going to have Carroll. We could do Jonathan Mingo, though. He was a slot last year, but we're going to go back to Carroll, have Curtis Samuel, and then have Burton. Brian Burns will be on, he's going to stay on the other side because he's actually doing really, really good on that side, on the right side. And then on the right will be Brian Burns with Leota and DJ Johnson. Actually put Burnett. No, we'll just leave it like that. D tackle Derek Brown, Duckworth, and Bates. We'll do Bates over Duckworth, and then sub linebacker will be Jeremy Chin, Shaq Thompson, and then Barnett. And we may even do Burnett over Shaq Thompson, just to get him on the field. And then slot corner, they have Cordell Love. No, we are going to rock with Dante Jackson, Cordell Love, and then either Emmanuel Mosley or Jamie Robinson. It will probably do Jamie Robinson. Man, zone, press, catch, tackle. We'll do Jamie Robinson right there. Just get him on the field too. We have a lot of depth on this team now, so should be straight. And we're gonna try to get some of our young players in. The safety should be playing, even though that. See how we have this lined up, just to make sure that we are set on it. So the rookie wide receiver easily will be starting. It's like the only difference on the offense is really the defense, where Shaq Thompson is middle linebacker 1, right? Barnett is technically middle linebacker 2. But Jeremy Chin, who's starting at safety, is sub-middle linebacker 1. Feel me? So Williams, even though he's the backup safety, he's going to be playing over Jeremy Chin at safety. And we have Xavier Woods on the other side. So, yeah, I like this. I like the defense. I like the defense, how it's coming. I just like the look of the defense. I'm going to say it's time to make the playoffs, man. It's time to make the playoffs. Bob Foster, you're on the hot seat. And we are going to auto-generate the rookies for the draft class. And we look at that, 2 more wide receivers at the top of the board. 6'5", not 6'9". So, but finally we get to the regular season. We are a 81 overall, 83 defense, 81 offense. I feel like it's been an 81 overall since the first year. I feel like the defense has been better than the offense every year. But we start the season off on the road against the New Orleans Saints, big division game, and we win 27-20. And we ran the ball, passed the ball, really balanced. Key, no turnovers though. No turnovers. 17 all at the half, 3 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks. That's how you start the season, Bryce Young. We did play a rookie quarterback though. Did not have a bad game himself. Oscar gained 72 yards. Bryce Young pitched in with 23. A.J. Dillon, 16 carries, averaging 4 wide receivers. We got him. Wide receiver 1, Devontae Easley, 6'9", in his debut game, 176 yards and the deuce, 2 touchdowns in his debut game, coming off a great training camp where he got a superstar dev trait. That's what I'm talking about. Carroll in the slot, touchdown. He's not going anywhere. Jabari Price ain't going anywhere. Jonathan Mingo even had 3 catches. Even threw it to the fullback. No sacks, no interceptions, 2 for 2 for Eddie Pinheiro. We couldn't have started off any better than we just did. That Devontae Easley. You know what? Thank you. I'm actually going to say this. Thank you, Pittsburgh. And I'm going to call you Pittsburgh, not Bitchburg. Thank you to the Steelers for signing Deebo Samuel, taking him away from us, because if we would have got him, we wouldn't have drafted that 6'9" wide receiver. Now we got the Raiders, who I believe we just traded Chuba Hubbard to. So this could be a Chuba Hubbard revenge game. As he backs up Josh Jacobs. If I would have known I was playing them, I wouldn't have traded him to them, making them a little bit better. But they beat us 35-17. I mean, they ran all over us. We turned the ball over once. You know, it wasn't Bryce Young. Was not Bryce Young. We just couldn't stop Josh Jacobs. And Oscar Gaines with a fumble. That's why we got rid of Chuba Hubbard, who did score a touchdown, but we shut his ass down. But he did have a touchdown against us. And easily, 5 catches, 72 yards, and a touchdown. Carroll, 3 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown. And what's going on with Jonathan Mingo? He's mad at us because he's not wide receiver 1 anymore. Brian Burns with a sack. Tim Barnett, the rookie middle linebacker, with a sack. But we start the season 1-1. Mock draft 1 is available. And we will be picking, apparently, 29. Safety. So we get some respect this season. Got the Washington Commanders. This is what, the Curtis Samuel game. They're 0-2. We're 1-1, and now we're 2-1. 31-7. Great game for the offense and defense. Love a complete game. Shut their running game down, shut their passing game down, and then we did both. 8 third-down conversions to their 2. Shut them out in the first half. Bryce Young is now at, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions on the season. 24 of 27. Gaines running the ball. 2 touchdowns for A.J. Dillon. easily with a touchdown in all three of his first games. Jonathan Mingo gets on the scoreboard. And then we have Derek Brown, 2 sacks, no interceptions. I think the only difference this season is we're not getting any turnovers on the defense. No interceptions, no picks. So, but I will take it. 2-1. Got the Baltimore Ravens, who are also 2-1, just like the rest of the teams in our division outside of the Saints. And we lose a close one, 24-21. Didn't mean to go to the standard. Look at the Chiefs, 4-0. They won the Super Bowl with a 17-0 record last season, and they start the season 4-0. What if they go back-to-back undefeated seasons and win another Super Bowl, bro? Look at Devontae Easley and the receiving leaders already. But what was I looking at? The Ravens game, right? We just lost by a field goal, 21-24. I mean, we didn't play bad. We didn't turn the ball over. It was just really close. Really good game, and Bryce Young is killing it. Oscar game. We couldn't stop Lamar Jackson from running the ball, but Jonathan Mingo, 9 catches, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Don't sleep on Mingo just because he's not listed as our wide receiver 1 anymore. He's still a starting wide receiver. Had a couple of half sacks, still no turnovers from the defense, but we're 2-2. I don't want this to be an up and down seesaw type of season, but we are playing so much better, especially Bryce Young. Got the Detroit Lions. We're at home, 21-11. Bryce Young, I see him in the passing leaders. And we ran the ball, passed the ball. We did have a turnover, and Bryce Young throws his first pick of the season. But he has trimmed it down. 2 touchdowns for A.J. Dillon. Looks like we made the right move, trading Chuba Hubbard. And Jonathan Mingo, back-to-back 100-yard games. Easily, still getting touchdowns. Brian Burns with a sack. Derek Brown, half a sack. Still no interceptions from the defense, but we're back over 500. And all we needed was a superstar wide receiver. And maybe it's been our fault. Maybe we failed to put, good pieces, and we're up and down. Pieces around Bryce Young or get him a bona fide stud at wide receiver, a starter. But we ran the ball. Joe Burrow was just better. It was better. Bryce Young, it wasn't on him. Gaines was good, but couldn't stop Joe Burrow. Stop Joe Shiesty. Price with the touchdown. It's like it's going to be a down year for him because we have more receivers to throw the ball to. But back to 3-3. Back to 500. Right at it. Got the Falcons, who are 4-2, leading the division right now. Bucks also at 3-3. And Mock Draft 2 is prepping itself. And we win 34-28. So the pattern continues. Three touchdowns, 1 interception for Bryce Young. A.J. Dillon had a touchdown. Jonathan Mingo, Carroll, Price, all of our receivers. Where is the 6'9"? Where's Easley? So he was down there, 3 catches, 30 yards. I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year. Ogunjobi getting in. Duckworth, Tim Barnett with a half sack. 2 picks for J.C. Horn. He gets our first INTs of the season. And it's Mock Draft 2. I looked at this, right? Did I not? No, we were 29th before, and then we move up to 18. That was taking a right tackle. They don't think we're going to hold on to Taylor Moton, huh? But week 8, we got, the Deebo Samuel game. Congrats, shout out, salute, J.C. Horn getting Player of the Week. 3 tackles, 2 interceptions. I hope Easley puts up 200 yards receiving on their ass. We're going to upgrade the players, too, for this game because Tim Barnett, 2 points. He has an abilities tab. You know what that means. We found our Luke Kuechly. And to get a superstar middle linebacker, and we took him in the 3rd round, and then our 2nd round pick, rookie wide receiver, gets upgraded to superstar in training camp, and our first round pick, Matthew Williams, with an abilities and a logo up there in that top right corner. Superstar X Factor. Let's go. Let's go. What a draft class already. What a draft class between our first, second, and third round picks, man. And what great drafting we've done. A couple seasons ago, taking Jabari Price, getting a superstar dev tight end, Pro Bowl in his rookie season. And I just talked down on myself about not putting pieces around Bryce Young. Well, I gave you a superstar dev tight end, 6'9" superstar dev wide receiver, and now, wow. Amazing. I don't think we've ever done this good of a job drafting consistently in one single rebuild. When you look at, and we've built this team off of the draft, Gaines, Easley, even Carroll, Poole, the fullback, Price, the tight end, Burnett, the center, defense, the nose tackle, Duckworth, the left end, Bates, Carney at corner, now Williams as an X factor, Barnett, superstar, and now we're gonna have to go in and set up the depth chart because we're playing these damn rookies, man. We gotta play them. We gotta play them. So Easley is playing. Middle linebacker, we're going Barnett. Safety, we're going Matthew Williams over Jeremy Chin. We have to. And then sub linebacker, we have Jeremy Chin, Barnett, but it's going to be Barnett, Jeremy Chin, then Shaq Thompson. And then who was the other one? Yeah, we're crushing it. Draft King, give us our crown. If you didn't give us our crown before, give us our crown now. And now give an L to the Steelers and Deebo Samuel, which now looks like it was the best route for us to go. And we finally break that streak of win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win. 2 games in a row. Finally, 28-25. We beat the Steelers. We shut the running game down. We were really balanced. We did turn the ball over twice. But 2 picks for Bryce Young. But touchdown for Oscar Gaines. Jonathan Mingo with 2. Easily outplaying Deebo Samuel. That's what I'm talking about. 2 touchdowns for Pat Fryermuth for them. But 2 sacks for Jeremy Chin after I bench his ass. I ain't bench him. He's still playing. Damn it. But Barnett with the sack, the superstar linebacker. We have an X Factor safety. We have a superstar 6'9" receiver, bruh. Loving these dev traits. I'm loving this season. We're 5-3. We got my Vikes, but we're gonna beat them. We're gonna lose to them by a touchdown. Now we're getting a little too cocky. And then we got Bryce Young. He's having a great season. Rushing 117. How do we lose this game? All right, Bryce Young starting to throw interceptions.
The Denver Broncos are now on the clock. It's the Carolina Panthers now on the clock. It's now the Indianapolis Colts selection. The Panthers are on the clock. Next up, the Indianapolis Colts are on the clock. With the next selection, the Carolina Panthers on the clock. The Indianapolis Colts are now on the clock. The Carolina Panthers now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Miami Dolphins. It's the Miami Dolphins. It's the Carolina Panthers now on the clock. The Colts now on the clock. The Panthers are on the clock. It's now the Indianapolis Colts selection. With the next selection, the Carolina Panthers on the clock. The Green Bay Packers are now on the clock. The Carolina Panthers now on the clock. Next up, the Indianapolis Colts are on the clock. It's the Carolina Panthers now on the clock. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock.